and athletes in this men's B race here at Box Hill. In Station 1, William Collins of Knox. 2, Jack Maxwell from New South Wales. And Michael Kernahan of Mentone. 4, Jonathan Guzman of St Kevin's. 5, Will Lewis, also of St Kevin's. 6, Oscar Robinson, Victorian Cross Country League. 7, Sam Williams, Melbourne Uni. 8, Peter Green of Box Hill. 9, Ben Covington of Tasmania. 10, Tim Bryant of Collingwood. 11, Matt Gunther of Deakin. 12, Nathan Pearce of Western Athletics. 13, Jesse Dunsmore of Frankston. 14, Sam Dunnett of Wellington. 15, Kieran Hesse of Box Hill. 16, Sam Bunnage of Mentone. 17, Dion Finicario, Mentone. 18, Buchib Chenalfi of Essendon. 19, Sam Quirk of St Stephen's. 20, Caleb Sin of Doncaster. 21, James Laven of Yarra Rangers. 22, Samuel Foster of Melbourne University. And in Station 23, to round out the field, Dane Verway of Frankston Athletics. Sean.
68 seconds through the first lap there, so a firm pace. We saw this last week in a milers heat. Michael Kernahan of Mentone doesn't mind leading. He's usually a pretty firm setter of the pace. He's followed there by Will Lewis and Jesse Dunsmore of Frankston. Real diversity of athletes in a variety of heats. Kernahan, more of a 5K, 10K guy. Lewis, 1500 man by trade, and Williams usually a steeplechaser and half marathoner, and they've made their intentions clear early on here. Now, if we had 68s throughout the night, we'd have 14:10. So I'm not sure if we'll hold this. We've slipped just a smidge. 70's a little bit more reasonable. So we'd be looking more at 14:25 there, which, whilst a little ambitious, I think this probably front pack of 5 would be more than capable of. We'll just look to see how much that winter has sorted out Will Lewis.
Just doing some running maths. Trackside, 12.5-second laps. So 2:55. What's that? We'll go 3 times 5, 15 minutes.
14:35 pace.
14:35 pace. 70-second laps.
Kernahan continues to lead with Chef Nui of Athletics Essendon in behind, and a little gap back to Will Lewis, but probably a bit early to get too concerned about that. Williams sitting in there behind, and I believe that's Laven of Yarra Rangers with Marantelli of the Victorian Cross Country League. Scratch that. Oscar Robinson of the Victorian Cross Country League does look frighteningly similar to Michael Marantelli from 200 metres away.
And there is a bit of gap between packs, and leading the second train is Jonathan Guzman of St Kevin's Athletics Club. Nathan Pearce of Western Athletics leading the train behind the gap of the first. And we saw Michael Kernahan in the 3,000 metres last week lead for the majority of the race. He knows how to set the pace, and if you're not with him, you are going to be left behind. So he does just this tonight at Box Hill.
Whilst we've got a gap there between those two lead packs, it's not one that's really grown. Lewis seems like he's pretty comfortable there. He's opted for the splats, not spikes, not flats. There's a real variety of footwear in this one, Massini. Hot topic lately.
The splats, you made that up tonight. If so, I like it. How about the waffles? They were the go back in Little Athletics days.
No, we all had our glory days back then, but back to the action on the track, and maybe I spoke too soon. The gap has grown just a touch there to Lewis.
So to hold that pace for around 14 and a half minutes that they have been setting early, they would have been looking for a 5:50 dead where they tick through in 5:55, and the bulk of the pack coming through now in 6 minutes, 15-minute pace for the 5 kilometre journey. As we see Kernahan followed by Shenalfi, Dunsmore, Lewis, Laven, Robinson. Dane Verway has got up on the heels of Robinson into that second pack that he's now forming.
15 minutes, one of the big barriers for your season club runner. So there'll be a number of individuals in this one looking for that magical 14 something for 5K.
And we see Dunsmore just getting up on the heels of Shenalfi there, closing the gap and forming that split pack out the front back into one. So it is still the formation of Kernahan, Shenalfi, Dunsmore, Laven.
About a 73 there from Kernahan, which has seen that group come back together just a little bit. So I think we're probably going to hover around that 71, 72 mark probably until the last 4 laps or so. Quick check of the watch there from Kernahan. We'll wait to see if anyone lends a hand here in this race, unlike our previous 5,000 metre race.
Now we said earlier in the night, always look to the middle and the back of the pack for some interesting changes as we see Nathan Pearce passing Dane Verway and making his way to the back of that leading pack, trying to close the gap in the 2 trains as we see all runners spreading evenly across the back straight now. Nearing 2,800 metres. We'll see what their 3K is for a proper indication of overall pace. Will Lewis and Oscar Robinson just losing touch with the front pack of Kernahan, Shenalfi, Dunsmore and Laven as Dunsmore moves into second position and Laven follows just behind Michael Kernahan, ticking over those Ks.
Kernahan's obviously seen he's slipped a little off pace there and he's pushed the gap right back out. So Kernahan on a one-man mission here, and it looks like it'll be up to Jesse Dunsmore and James Laven of Yarra Rangers to see if they can drag him back in as we come up to 5 laps. The elusive 2 kilometres remaining, and he's 9:01 through 3K, so just on 15-minute pace.
Boys are quite spread out now as they round the discus cage around the back of this Box Hill track. Kernahan closely followed by Dunsmore and Laven. Bit of a gap to Robinson. Will Lewis holding strong, and Nathan Pearce of Western Athletes leading that next little pack through to try and bridge that gap. Matt Gunther of Deakin also doing a bit of work with Nathan Pearce in lane 2, moving into lane 1 just ahead of Pearce, trying to bridge that gap into Lewis. Jonathan Guzman also there, Sam Quirk, Dion Finicario and Will Collins amongst the runners in that pack chasing the leaders.
One of our chase packs there, also a nod to one of our interstate visitors, Ben Covington there from Sandy Bay down in Tassie. Also got Jack Maxwell from New South Wales racing this evening. Changes at the front there. Dunsmore has taken over and decided he's going to push things along himself. Laven keeping a close eye on Kernahan, and I think this might be what Michael Kernahan's been looking for this evening. Just someone to help drag things along a touch. And we'll see if Jesse Dunsmore can keep things just hovering around that 15:05 pace.
When this happened to Kernahan the other night, he sort of slipped into the slipstream of the runner who passed him for a little while, had a bit of a break, and then had a bit of a second wind. So we'll see what he does in this situation tonight as Dunsmore leads the pack through. Dunsmore into Kernahan and Laven. Bit of a gap to Robinson. He's been in no man's land, unfortunately, for a little bit in this race, as Will Lewis closely follows.
Dunsmore looks to push that gap open just a little bit more as we come through here in 12:05, 12:04. So probably just a 3:03 there since our last K. So we'll need a big last, probably 800 metres here. And Kernahan, just as Michael Massini predicted beforehand, he's jumped around again. Laven in tow. There's a bit of life in this front pack just yet, Michael.
But check out the second pack as well. Oscar Robinson leading him out. They'd be stuck in the middle for a little while, having to do a lot of work. And Will Lewis is now moving up on his shoulder to get in a better position leading into these last couple of laps.
Lewis, a 3:48 man over 1500. You'd think if he's got anything like a sniff with a lap to go, he'll be right there. And as I say it, moves back round.
Gunther and Covington also just behind Robinson and Lewis there, having a bit of a rest. Johnny Guzman leads the next little pack through of Sam Quirk and Dion Finicario into Nathan Pearce of Western Athletics.
Things bunch again as we go through with 700 metres remaining. We've got Kernahan closely followed by Laven and Dunsmore not packing it in just yet. And I think you called it earlier, Michael. Gunther of Deakin in the bright pink next percents. He's on.
Would you call them splats as well? Or they're just next percent?
How many spikes in the bottom, you goose?
No spikes there.
Our interstate visitor there from Sandy Bay, Covington, goes with Gunther. Got races within races here, Michael.
3 races within a race. We have the leaders in Kernahan, Laven and Dunsmore. But Gunther, he is looking to bridge that gap. Could get a sneaky win in this last lap. Let's see how this plays out.
Gunther, a man on a mission here. They come through in 13:54. Does someone have a 65 in their legs for that elusive sub-15 clocking? I think so.
Finicario, the marathon man, looking very strong as he makes his way through with a lap to go, closely followed by Sam Quirk and Johnny Guzman, aiming for close to that 15-minute mark.
And Kernahan's gone again, followed by Dunsmore, but look at the gap on the back straight.
The second wind whip, I said he was just having a bit of a rest.
Kernahan has gone.
Kernahan,
look at this.
into
200
Dunsmore.
to go, 14:26. I get the sneaking suspicion he is going to obliterate 15 minutes.
But, mate, check out Covington going from 4th to 3rd and into 2nd. He is hot on Kernahan's heels.
Hasn't jumped on Jetstar to get here for nothing. Covington's going to go all the way. They pull into lane 16. Here we go. Covington. Oh, he looks good. He looks great. Covington is going to smash that 15:15 PB. 14:55, and we get 3, maybe 4 under 15 minutes.
Into Kernahan, Dunsmore, Laven and Gunther, Lewis, Robinson, Finicario, very strong run, followed by Sam Quirk.
Vic 5K, a real product for all. And Pearce and Gusman battling out to the finish line.
And we talked about races within races with Pearce.
They're everywhere.
Just edges out Johnny Guzman. He will not like that.
Under 18 All Schools 3K champ from Wellington there. Mr. Dunnett, 15:20 odd.
Jack Maxwell crosses the line just behind Dunnett, one of our early leaders in Shanalfi. Peter Green of Box Hill. Samuel Foster, Melbourne Uni.
And Will Collins from Knox Athletics Club.
And Sam Bunnage in the mix from Mentone as well, as we see Tim Bryant from Collingwood cross the line.
Oh, and that was just the B heat, Michael. We've got so much more to come tonight.
The blood is pumping. If you're not telling everyone that you know to watch from home, tell them now. Log on, send the link.
A couple of chuckles in the crowd there. Easy laughs tonight.